Through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Sir Lewis Hamilton and Russell, Norris, Gasly, Ocon and Oscar Piastri, Magnussen, Liam Lawson, Marcus Armstrong and Mick Schumacher, Bottas, Albon, Daniel Ricciardo and Teo Porcher, Red and Yuki Tsunoda. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint.
Let's focus now for the rest of the race. Moves us up into P14. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
So let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Red Bull pull further ahead in the standings. With the sprint wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race. It's time for the Italian Grand Prix once again here at the beloved and iconic Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. With the lowest downforce and drag of any circuit in the season, expect to see drivers making the most of the slipstream effect here today. With top speeds reaching 215 miles per hour, only a few places can challenge Monza's crown as the fastest track in F1. Hard braking zones going into the 3 chicanes make up the majority of the 11 corners on this 3.6-mile circuit. And just in case the slipstream wasn't enough, 2 DRS zones will help encourage some close action. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Leclerc, Sir Lewis Hamilton and Ocon, Norris, Oscar Piastri, Magnussen and Red, Gasly, Armstrong, Valtteri Bottas and Albon, Teo Porcher, Mick Schumacher, Yuki Tsunoda and Daniel Ricciardo, Liam Lawson and George Russell ends our grid lineup. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you here with us today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
That stop was slower than we ideally wanted to see. So we're expecting rain in about 10 to 15 minutes. racing speed. Come on. Laps of fuel remaining. Final lap of the race. Okay, clear. All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Here's our winner, pulling their Ferrari into Parc Fermé then. What a fantastic race. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on track was: speed. I know it sounds like an awfully reductive statement, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari. Let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
But there's no question in my mind, it has to go to George Russell. What a performance. He's got every right to be proud of what he accomplished out there today.
Let's move on to the constructors. Red Bull pull further ahead in the standings. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend for them as they fight their way towards the top. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
We had a major issue on the production line earlier this week, so the entire development package for the weekend has failed. Any redevelopments will need to be ordered from the R&D screen.
Welcome along to France, one of the great racing meccas, host of the world-famous Tour de France, and widely thought of as giving birth to the art of motor racing in the late 1800s. How far we've come since then. As this year's race gets underway, it's time, of course, for the French Grand Prix. We have 15 corners here at the Circuit Paul Ricard, 6 to the left and 9 to the right. But the rain is coming down and making for a slippery racing surface. But luckily, there is plenty of runoff area available, and hopefully we'll be able to avoid bringing out a safety car during today's Grand Prix. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday and he'll start from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Norris, Sergio Perez and Hamilton, Russell, Gasly, Ocon and Oscar Piastri, Armstrong, Liam Lawson, Alex Albon. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Teo Pourchaire, Ricciardo, Bottas, Yuki Tsunoda and Kevin Magnussen. They've taken a grid penalty. Mick Schumacher and red. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. With me today, of course, is Natalie Pinkham. Now, I want to talk to you about Carlos Sainz. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
Was okay, now stay alert for threats around you. Nice move, good job. Battery's looking good. Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta's negative, which means you're going too fast. Reduce your pace. We'll be seeing at least 20 minutes of light rain. Okay, full wet seems to be the fastest tyre for now. Light rain will stay with us for at least 20 minutes, maybe more. Light rain is here to stay. Inters look like the best tyre for now. Okay, clear. Try to stay with them. They might make a mistake and we could still regain the position. Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
Another superb French Grand Prix comes to an end then, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Rain always has the potential to liven up a race and mix up the order, and they've taken full advantage of that to claim the victory today. It's a bit of a lottery when the conditions are like this, but they've managed to stay on the circuit and have come out on top.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they've secured here. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. Let's focus on Driver of the Day, Natalie Pinkham. Come on, who do you pick?
I have to give it to Red. They did a great job at getting the very most out of the tyres without losing pace. Something that's a very handy skill to have in modern Formula One.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Red Bull pull further ahead in the standings. Been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
I know we were expecting some new developments to come through, but some of them have failed quality control. We'll need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.